Hey, what's going on, good people? Armand Owens here with you once again with another episode of the Unsung Leader Daily Leadership Nugget. Today is May the 27th, and today I just wanted to talk about a thought that I've been pondering for today, and that thought is success reveals clues. Success reveals clues. You know, we have the ability to look at success, to look at those who have been successful in whatever field they are, mastering, and there are consistencies, there are patterns, that have been revealed that show how to be successful. That show, hey, what's the easiest pathway? What's the least obstacle field route, to success, in this field. And one of the things I also recognize about these phenomenal people that I've had the privilege of either working with, working for, or just learning about in my in my studies is that these successful people are expert level pattern recognizers. Expert level. They've been able to recognize patterns not only in nature in their fields, but also in themselves. And when I'm talking about patterns, I'm talking about for themselves. I'm talking about their behavior, right? As far as, hey, something happens, there's a stimulus and there's a response, right? And within that stimulus and response, a repeated stimulus response equals a pattern, right? For example, it's time to go home. Therefore, I take the same route to go home every single day. That is the pattern that I've established. In another way, when I go to the commissary, I have a pattern, that I've established in which way I traverse, the commissary. I think it's the most efficient way of traversing the commissary, and that remains the same unless I go to the commissary with my lovely wife, and then that's all thrown out the window. But what ends up happening is that built within these patterns become built within our nervous system, come built within our brains, and becomes automations. Psychologists talk about how about 95 to 99% of the things, the everyday things that we do, we're not aware of them. We are not consciously aware of the things that we're doing, because sitting in the background, dictating, and recognizing whatever patterns we've established is our nervous system. Nervous system is writing down, yep, this is how we like this happened. This is how we respond. Okay, cool. We're doing all right. Hey, this is how we're doing this every single time. Got it? All right, cool. We send that, and our nervous system sends that information to our brains, and our brains sends that information, to our physiology, and it becomes an automation. It becomes, hey, this is just now, what we do. And some of our patterns, can be, constructive, or they can be, absolutely destructive. It can be constructive, if I'm, stressed out from work and not really, thinking clearly. I'm just driving, and next thing you know, I end up at home, right? Same thing if I'm, kind of frustrated, cloudy, brain fog, and I'm supposed to go to the store, but I end up at home. Right. All right. Obviously, that's a little lighthearted view, on the destructive way, but you kind of get what I'm saying. But a lot of these patterns have been installed in us, even when we're children, and they kind of inform our beliefs about certain things. Right. Some of our patterns, not only are we not consciously aware of them, we weren't the ones even responsible for inputting them into our own lives, right? So we have to analyze our own patterns to recognize, if look at our patterns versus the patterns of people that are being successful, or that are successful, or are going to the place that we want to go, and determine whether or not there exist any things that we need to change in our own patterns, to increase our likelihood, of success. Like I said, master level, pattern recognition, pattern recognizers are those, who can look at patterns not only from, their own circle of influence, their own area, but looking at, patterns that exist in completely different fields, right? Completely different fields. For example, if I wanted to build a structure, I know the first thing I have to do is I got to build a foundation. right? I got to build a strong foundation. Now, because a weak foundation can, very easily equal catastrophic consequences. Catastrophic consequences. So, and it may not be an immediate thing, but we all know it is absolutely inevitable. So when I look at something that exists in architecture, right, versus my life versus leadership, I can extract that pattern that exists. Hey, if I build a strong foundation architecturally, then I have a likelihood of building a strong house. Well, if I build my foundation strong from a leadership perspective, I have a great opportunity there, to be an effective leader as well, right? So what do I need to do to build that effective foundation? What do I need to do, to establish, a pattern for myself that is going to ensure success in leadership? Well, I need to make sure that I'm analyzing and, looking at my foundation, right? Because it's easy to go and grab every publication, every book. There's some amazing books out there. There's some amazing TED Talks. There's amazing things that exist out there in the world of knowledge that, especially with the internet, you can go find information and pull tools from just about everywhere. You can go get tools for leadership from just about everywhere. Here's the deal. How well will those tools hold up if your foundation is shaky? Because you can build a structure with all the greatest bells and whistles. If that structure is cracked, inevitably it's going to fall down. Right? So don't first seek for the tools. Don't first seek for, the shiny objects, the newest things that's out there. Make sure you refine your foundation. Make sure that you're checking yourself, that you're questioning yourself, that you're holding yourself accountable. Make sure there exists no cracks in your own foundation. And that goes back to a previous video where I talked about making sure you're asking yourselves the right questions. But on the same side, find somebody that can hold you accountable. Find a mentor, a coach, a confidant, whoever, somebody that can hold you accountable, somebody that's going to be honest with you, somebody that's going to give you feedback, somebody that is not going to give you a bunch of BS about and blow your head up about who you actually are, right? Because you want to make sure that your leadership foundation is strong and secure before you start building tools on top of it and reading the newest book out there, grabbing the newest thing that's out there. All those things are well and good, but they only work when your foundation is secure. Only work when your foundation is secure. If there's any clue, any pattern that success has revealed to me from studying and learning and observing, is that making sure that your foundation is secure. You nail that pattern, you nail that, you pull that pattern from architecture and bring that into your own leadership practices, then your chances of success, in leadership, have a greater opportunity of being successful. So, hope you gain value from that. Let me know any other patterns that you've recognized. I changed the aspect ratio of the video. Hopefully, this does well. I've been having a couple of people comment on it. I'm learning as I put this stuff out as well. So trying to take feedback to make it the best, optimized viewing, posture for you. So, like, comment, share, let me know what you think, and I'll be back tomorrow. Unsung Leader out.